What if everything you were taught about building wealth was only half the story? Not wrong, just incomplete. Because right now, while most people are stacking a 401k and hoping for the best, the top 1% are quietly loading up on assets that most financial advisors never even bring up in conversation. Today we are cracking open that vault. These are 10 wealth-building assets the ultra-wealthy actually use. And by the end of this video, you will have a completely different picture of what building real, lasting wealth actually looks like. Let us get into it. Asset number 10 is private equity. Here is the thing most people miss. By the time a company hits the stock market, a lot of the biggest gains are already gone. The wealthy get in before that. Private equity means owning a stake in a private company before it ever goes public. Think about the early backers of companies like Uber or Airbnb. Those investors did not just make money, they made generational money. And they did it by getting access to vetted, high-potential deals through elite networks and private funds long before the general public had any idea those companies existed. Asset number 9 is real estate syndications. Forget being a landlord. The 1% figured out a smarter way to profit from real estate without ever unclogging a drain. A syndication pools investor money to purchase large properties, apartment complexes, commercial buildings, self-storage facilities, and a professional team handles everything. You come in as a limited partner, contribute capital, and collect your share of the returns quarterly. On top of the passive income, syndications come stacked with tax advantages, including depreciation deductions and 1031 exchanges that can dramatically reduce your taxable income. It is genuinely one of the cleanest passive income models available. Asset number 8 is digital intellectual property, creating something once and getting paid for it forever. That is the dream, and it is a reality for those who build digital IP. Online courses, ebooks, licensing deals, media rights. These are assets with near zero replication cost. Once the course is built, once the book is written, you sell it again and again without any additional effort. The top 1% are not just consuming content online, they are the ones who own it. Every download, every click, every licensed use represents income flowing in without them lifting a finger. Speaking of building income streams, this is actually the perfect moment to tell you about something we have put together specifically for people who are serious about applying these kinds of strategies. The Wealth Accelerator Academy is a group coaching program and course designed to give you a clear, structured path to financial freedom. Not theory. Real frameworks, real mentorship, and a community of people doing the work alongside you. The link is in the description below. Go check it out and see if it is the right fit for where you are trying to go. Now, back to the assets. Asset number 7 is income-producing land, farmland leased to agriculture companies, timberland that appreciates while trees grow, land with billboard or cell tower leases. This is one of the most overlooked asset classes in existence. Land does not depreciate, it does not need repairs, and you cannot manufacture more of it, which is exactly why the wealthy love accumulating it quietly. Add in conservation easements and favorable long-term capital gains treatment, and you have a slow-burning, deeply stable wealth engine. Asset number 6 is startup equity and angel investing. This is where patience meets explosive potential. The wealthy strategically place early bets on startups in high-growth industries like artificial intelligence, biotech, fintech, and clean energy. They are not gambling randomly. They back founders with track records, scalable business models, and massive market opportunities. One successful exit through an IPO or acquisition can return 10, 20, even 50 times the original investment. The losses are manageable. The wins can literally change a family's financial trajectory for generations. Asset number 5 is whole life insurance used as a wealth strategy. Before you click away, hear this out. High cash value. Whole life insurance, often referred to as infinite banking, is one of the most misunderstood tools in the wealth-building playbook. The wealthy overfund these specialized policies, allowing the cash value inside to grow tax-deferred. They then borrow against that value tax-free to fund real estate deals, businesses, or major expenses. Meanwhile, the policy continues growing as if nothing was ever borrowed. The cash value is private, protected from creditors in many states, and eventually passes to heirs largely tax-free. This is not your standard life insurance. It is a private financial vault. Asset number 4 is private credit and hard money lending. Why earn 0.5% sitting in a savings account when you could be the lender earning 8 to 15% backed by real collateral? This is exactly what the 1% do. A real estate investor needs fast capital that a bank cannot provide quickly enough. A private lender steps in, sets the terms, charges a premium rate, and secures the loan against the property. If the borrower defaults, the lender takes the asset. The wealthy are not at the mercy of the market with this strategy. They are in control of the terms, the risk, and the return. Asset number 3 is ownership in systems, franchises, and licensing models. The wealthiest people in the world do not trade time for money. They own the systems that generate money. A franchise gives you a proven operational blueprint with built-in brand recognition and demand. Licensing deals let you earn royalties from your intellectual property while someone else does the day-to-day work. In both cases, you own the recipe while others do the baking. And the most powerful part is that these systems are scalable and sellable. You can grow them, duplicate them, and eventually sell them as a cash-flowing asset in their own right. Asset number 2 is equity in operating businesses. Sometimes the smartest move is not building a company from scratch, but buying a meaningful stake in one that is already thriving. A 20% ownership in a profitable business means you receive distributions, benefit from the company's appreciation over time, and gain influence over strategic decisions without being buried in the day-to-day operations. It is quiet, powerful, and completely under the radar for most people. And the number one asset the top 1% use to stay wealthy across generations is trusts and private foundations. This is where wealth stops being a goal and becomes a legacy. A properly structured trust protects your assets from taxes, lawsuits, and creditors. It lets you decide exactly when and how wealth transfers to your heirs, whether that is at a certain age, milestone, or life event. Private foundations take it even further. Wealthy families create them to manage charitable giving, maintain control over how money is used, employ family members in leadership roles, and generate tax deductions simultaneously. The foundation's endowment continues to grow and compound, while funding causes the family cares about. It is influence, impact, and wealth preservation all wrapped into one vehicle. Here is the real takeaway from everything we just covered. You do not need millions already in the bank to start thinking this way. You just need to pick one of these assets, study it seriously, and take your first step. The gap between the 1% and everyone else is not just money, it is knowledge and action. Which brings me back to the Wealth Accelerator Academy. If you are ready to stop just learning about these strategies and actually start building with them, the Academy gives you the step-by-step coaching, community, and accountability to make it happen. Check the link in the description below and take a real look at what is possible for you. Now, here is why you should subscribe to this channel. We just walked you through 10 assets that most people spend their entire lives never hearing about. This channel exists to keep pulling back that curtain, because financial freedom should not be a secret kept by the few. If that kind of content is valuable to you, hit subscribe right now and make sure you never miss what comes next. The wealthy are not smarter than you. They just know different things. Now you know too. Go build something extraordinary. Your future self is already waiting for you to start.